Hi everyone, I'm Sarim Hamid, a high school senior and aspiring chemical engineer in Ontario, Canada, and I'm your host on the Sapphire for this week. Let's begin by giving a countdown of the articles that have been published this week at the Teen Pop magazine. Since we were on a little break last week, no podcasts were published last week, so this week's podcast will look at all articles published from the 1st of January to 10th of January. During this period, we seem to have received quite some letters at our postbox. We take Benrose Ayudeji's heartfelt letter to the world, and Shreya J.A.'s To My Devoted Mind. Vamsi Bharadwaj talks about preserving the nature, with She, the mesmerizing ocean, whereas Wajahat Amin questions us, if gold rusts, what should iron do? Our activists Tasnim Razak and Daniela Lomeli Valencia also fight causes with the Essential Farmers Protest and the condescending pink tax, respectively. Aishanand also gives us a little tale of celebrity star Carson Rowland's life and tips on how to prevent hacking with Hacking Vulnerable Humans Part 2, whereas Devanshi Bhargava presents us relatable content with her article, 5 Cons of Being a Teen Writer plus 1 Astounding Pro. Additionally, Riddhi Bhattacharya continues her series with an exciting account of traveling in Amsterdam, and I continue mine with best ways to increase your laptop speed and best ways to increase your cycling speed. Finally, we have the best article of the week, the 2020 Blunder, written by Tanasi Singarapu. Tanasi will now be joining us for a small chat. Hey Tanasi, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great as well. Thank you very much for asking. So the first question would be, what was your inspiration for writing this article?
So yeah, as the name of the article suggests, the 2020 Blunder, we cannot deny that 2020 has been by far the most obnoxious year we have faced.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we lock it up and erase it from our memory, because if we do so, it's like we are disrespecting the contribution and sacrifices made by the people who have kept life going on this year. So that's what, and we have to respect their contributions and learn their lessons from us.
Exactly, I agree with that. So then, what were the three most key events this year that changed the course of this world, or the world?
Yeah, so definitely, first would be when the lockdown was initiated, because as we see, by the end of 2020, we are already in an economic recession, global economic recession, if not so. And that would be one hard hit, and most probably all the lives lost during this battle. And yet we see so many people not wearing masks, not following precautions, and spreading the virus deliberately too, because it might not harm you, but then you might harm a person who is vulnerable to it. And the third one would be most probably preventing ourselves from social distancing or socializing. It might look like the most tempting thing to do, since we have been sitting in for such a long time. Even though the lockdown is receding, we should still, the best way is to not socialize with everyone, to keep yourself safe and also the world.
I can only hope it gets better later this year. So does beginning a new year, 2021, mean that it is the end to all the problems that we faced last year?
No, definitely not. 2020 has come to an end, but not the pandemic. And of course, we still have to take precautions. Although a vaccine is on its way, it would still take a lot of time by the time it reaches every soul on this planet. So we still gotta wear masks. And the other problems like poverty and pollution, obviously they won't completely come to an end, but we can all make a world better place to live in.
So do you think it is essential for us to learn from 2020 and embed them in our lives in 2021?
2020 has really taught us some life lessons that we cannot neglect, and we must embed it not only in 2021 but throughout our life. We will remember this year no matter what happens. And as I mentioned in my poem, the most important lesson that we learn from 2020 is selflessness.
So based on just that, could you give us some lessons you learned on a personal level in 2020 that you plan to keep in mind in 2021?
Yes. Humankind has never failed in surprising Mother Nature, and they have excelled in so many streams, technological development, etc. So, how we celebrate this victory is by placing ourselves on the pinnacle of the entire world, and this is what summons pride upon us, and that is what results in. And as we see this year, this pride has served to be completely useless because we all have been battling against a microscopic level virus, and it has successfully haunted our lives for this year. So it's always important to step down, come down a few steps, and realize that only Mother Nature can be on top of the pinnacle. We are just a part of the chain.
Great answer. So, the final thing we're going to do is we're going to play a small game.
Okay.
It's called Guess the Album. So these are albums from 2020 that came out. So I'm going to play a slowed down snippet of it. So it's going to be just like 5 seconds long, but it's going to be slowed down. And you just have to guess the album it's from. So you ready?
All right.
All right, good luck.
Let's see how it goes.
Any thoughts?
Is it by The Weeknd?
No.
All right. Then I have no idea.
Is Selena Gomez Rare? It came out early, I think, in January. So I'm gonna play the second track now.
Yeah. Sure.
Any ideas?
Oh my god. I think it's The Baby.
The Baby. No, it's Love, More Than Loneliness.
Wow, I'm making a fool out of myself. I have no idea.
That's okay. I mean, it's really, when I heard it first time, when I heard the slow down edition, I couldn't tell it was Love as well. Okay, here's the third track.
Wow. What is this?
This is Eminem's.
You guys don't have Dua Lipa songs. Come on, her album is almost the best album.
Yeah, I think it was part of the list, but I think we had to just short down 5, so we just chose the first 5 on the list, and we just put it down. So okay. Yeah. And then here's the last one.
Oh, I know this. It is Evermore by Taylor Swift.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, I got one.
There we go.
Because it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so thank you for joining us today.
No, it wasn't all.
I enjoyed the time.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Now, in case you haven't, check out our interviews this week with model Pooja Mundra, NGO founder Jung Yeon Kim of United Global Youth, and star Bollywood child actors Shivansh and Navika Kotia at theThemePop.com. Finally, if you wish to join us as a writer, interviewer, designer, or NGO who wishes to be part of the Grow the Theme Pop campaign, then check out our website, theThemePop.com. And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for the next episodes of The Sapphire, hosted by other fellow writers, and I'll see you again soon.